Summertime is right around the corner. It'll be here in no time. And I have 10 fragrances here that should get you through possibly a blistering hot summer. Stay tuned. So as I was saying, summer is right around the corner. And if you are looking to or have been anxiously waiting to pull out those summertime type fragrances, then that time is coming. But before I get into the list, if you are not a subscriber to this channel, then definitely make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Make sure you ring the bell icon for notifications, like the videos, thumbs up, share the videos, and be active in the comment section. And if you're one of those people who thinks that it's going to cost you something, that's why you won't subscribe, you're wrong. It doesn't cost you a dime. So let's get into this list. Now, I, for one, pride myself on trying not to give my subscribers the same fragrances or the same list over and over and over. And this is not a knock to people who do this, but I feel like there are just way more fragrances out here in the world than just your typical Invictus, Creed Aventus, certain YSLs, Bleu de Chanel, Sauvage. Nothing wrong with those fragrances, but there's much more in the world that people need to be exploring than just those handful of fragrances. So what I've done is I've went through my collection. I've pulled out fragrances that I either have not mentioned much on my channel or the community in a whole doesn't mention that much. And I think that they should get a little bit more spotlight. So with that being said, this list is comprised of, I wouldn't really say inexpensive. There may be one or two that are kind of inexpensive. The rest of them may be mid to high tier designer. And we have maybe one or two niche in here. But I think this list can cover it all. So let's get to it. Now, these are in no particular order. I just got them sitting here on my stand and we're just going to run through them. I'm not going to go into an in-depth note breakdown on these fragrances. You can also Google these or go to Fragrantica, and Fragrantica will definitely give you a note breakdown. But I will tell you this, the majority of these fragrances are ozonic, aquatic, fresh. Some of them may be a little citrusy, but for the most part, I find to be very fantastic. So let's get to it. Now, the first one everybody knows about. They always talk about the 2016 batch variation. I haven't been fortunate enough, I don't believe, decant wise, to get my nose on. But I did find this particular fragrance. Well, not this one, but I found another one. And I think it was a Marshall's. I got rid of that one because I really didn't care for it. And I found it again, and it is from the house of Invictus, and this is Invictus Aqua. Another one that a lot of people gravitated towards. They love this fragrance, and being that there's a new flanker out, they're now gravitating and flocking towards that one, and this one is somewhat getting pushed to the back burner. But I still love this fragrance, and it is from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. This is Light Blue Eau Intense. A fragrance that gets a little bit of mention, but not much, because the flanker of a fragrance from this house or company takes the spotlight, Bentley for Men Intense. But this is a pretty good one also. This is Bentley for Men Azure. Another fragrance that really doesn't get any mention except for its counterpart. This is from the house of Missoni Wade. And just to speak a little bit about this fragrance, yes, it is another blue type fragrance, but I like this better than the original Missoni. It does kind of have a Bleu de Chanel type vibe to it. Not this one, but the original. It does kind of have a Bleu de Chanel type vibe to it. But to my nose, I get too much shower gel to it. and I didn't care for it, so I sold my bottle. But I picked up Missoni Wave, and I actually like this one much, much better. So check that one out. Another fragrance that doesn't get any mention, a few people may have mentioned it on their channel, and I actually like this when I smelled it, and I got it instantly. This is from the house of Azzaro Chrome Extreme Eau de Parfum, might I add. That smells so good. Getting into niche territory. From the house of Creed, this is Virgin Island Water. Now, I do have another fragrance that I could have put in here that gives me a similar vibe. And it is from Good Vibes Perfume. This is Caribbean Lime Eau de Parfum. And the first time I smelled this, the first thing popped into my mind, is Virgin Island Water. It gives off the same kind of vibe. It doesn't smell that exact or that similar, but it gives off that same tropical kind of fruity, fresh kind of vibe. This one has a little bit more body, if you ask me, than Virgin Island Water. This is a little more lighter, but both of these would work well in the summer heat. So from Good Vibes Perfumes, Caribbean Lime, and from the house of Creed, Virgin Island Water. And that technically makes it 11 fragrances, but who's counting? Another fragrance that doesn't get any mention anymore, and I don't even remember if it picked up traction like that. When this fragrance first came out, or this line first came out from the house of Ralph Lauren Polo, I think the first time I smelled this, I was in my hometown of Alabama, or city, I should say, or state. What am I talking about? I was in the state of Alabama, where I was born and raised. Where I was born was Brewton, Alabama. And that is where I first smelled this fragrance. And it was in a store. I think it was I want to say Burlington, that was closing down or something like that. But they had their fragrance department at the front of the store. And I walked in and I saw, what caught my eye was the gold trim around the bottle. And I wanted to smell it. And I think I smelled it at that particular point in time. And I fell in love with it. I love this scent. This is Gold Blend Eau de Parfum, or Ralph Lauren Polo, I should say. Gold Blend Eau de Parfum. A rather inexpensive fragrance. There were other flankers from this particular line that I had, and this one stood out more because of the note of fig, and I love fig. This is Ferrari's Noble Fig. And this is perfect for the summer, but even more better for spring. But Ferrari's Noble Fig is one you need to look into. Last two, from the house of Parfums de Marly, Percival. And this thing is fantastic. Super fresh. Oh, that smells so good. I love it. Now, I know for some people, this is not going to be a wear for them, especially in the summertime, like going out to the beach or something like that. Like, why would you want to waste this good juice? But there are people out there who do. I for one am one of those people. I like to stand out. I like to be noticed, especially when I'm wearing fragrance. And this will get the job done. From the house of Parfums de Marly, Percival. And last but not least, a lot of people may not have seen this coming. From the house of Xerjoff, this is 40 Knots Now, this one I would not wear in the high heat because to me, it's a little more perfumey than the rest of these fragrances. But you can wear this one on maybe a summer evening when it's cooler, maybe beachside or something like that, like a little bar or bistro or something like that that's on the beach. This would be perfect. In the high heat, I would not wear this. Springtime, this probably would work better, but you could probably pull this off also in the summer. So Xerjoff 40 Nights. Hopefully this list had something that a lot of you would be interested in trying. At least get your nose on. Some of this stuff I know is probably going to be hard to get your nose on, like the Bentleys and stuff like that, because local stores don't sell them. You have to order these. I don't know if anybody sells samples of those, but definitely get your nose on that particular fragrance. Now, some of these other ones, you can go to your local Ulta, Belks, Macy's, or Sephora or something like that and get your nose on. But for the most part, these are all fantastic smelling fragrances, and that's my list. So here is to smelling great. Peace.